All right, welcome back to another rousing episode of Creator Cast. And if you notice, it's a little bit brighter out here. Scott's face is really pixelated for some reason, but
Is it?
you look like you're in witness protection program.
Maybe I am. Oh,
But anyways, that's Scott Muir down in Melbourne, and we got Jay Boston in Melbourne, and we got Benin and Kilbara Beach. And so this is an exciting day. We are talking about price tags for the equipment that we buy and just all sorts of topics relating to that. And I would like to talk to Benin on this because he's been doing videos for a while. What was like your first camera that you bought? How much was it?
Do you mean first camera for YouTube or first camera I bought way back when?
Way back when.
Okay, so that was, I don't have it here, but that was an old high 8, actually no, it was 8mm Sony Handycam. I think it was a 380, if anyone remembers the model number. And that would have been over $2,500 when I bought it. So a very expensive outlay for a young man, but that's just what they cost back then. Everyone that wanted a Handycam had to pay this. So I saved up from my first job and went out and bought one, and it lasted me, about 4 or 5 years until I went up to digital, and that was another $3 or $4 at the time. A Sony TRV 900, for those that know, 3CCD, beautiful camera. Still got it right here, actually.
Yes, yeah.
But
Is
expensive.
that the what was it? Sorry, the little tapes, mini
TRV
DV.
900, yeah, mini
DV
DV
tapes.
cassettes.
Back
Got
in
them right
the
there
old
on that
cassette
shelf
days.
behind me. Yeah. Digital video was like, digital, it's awesome, but it's way more expensive. And now digital video just looks crap.
It looks such crap.
SD, yeah.
It's crap. What about you, Jay? What's your first camera that you ever bought?
yeah, mine was similar to Ben's. I remember when I was about 17 or so, I really wanted to get into video making. I don't remember why, and I remember buying one from JB Hi-Fi in Australia. And it was those mini, I can't remember what they were even called, but they were just like tapes. And you record onto these tapes. And I remember the noise, like you try and eject it, you go, "Nee," and it'd go, "Nee," and out comes the tape. It was really, really weird. And you chuck
mini
the tape back
DV.
in, and that's exactly it, Bennett. Yep, that's the one. That's it.
Mini
And
DV, digital.
I remember having to fast forward and rewind, and I wasn't sure how you could edit in that, and it was just so complicated that I gave up after about a week or so. Back then I think that was about $1,200, and I remember buying, one of my mates was in media too, and we wanted to do the same thing, so we got 20% off or whatever. But yeah, back then $1,200 was a lot, and now for $1,200 you can get a Canon 60 or 70D that can do both video, photo, great lenses, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, I feel like the prices are coming down, the technology's going up, the ease of what you use is becoming a lot more simple, and I think that's why we got a lot more creators out there now. It's pretty effortless, to be honest, to take something on a decent camera, chuck it into iMovie, for instance, which comes with an Apple computer, and you put it online through YouTube. It's great.
Yeah, now, before we go on to that, I just want to touch on that. I think it's funny because I remember when I started doing videos maybe 10 years ago, and people were hiring me left and right to do stuff, and I thought, the way that technology is coming out, my job's going to be obsolete. It's going to be so easy for people to just make videos. But I find that that's not true. People are still needing people to create stuff. Maybe it's a lack of creativity, or
Anyone can basically buy a camera, buy editing software. But I don't know, for us, you all have different styles. You've all got different techniques. We've all got different approaches. And I think that's what's interesting. I think that sometimes people will do the same thing. They'll cut the same way. They'll edit the same way. And sometimes it get quite boring. But then, when I saw your videos first, Danny, I was like, "Whoa, this guy's doing it differently. He's doing overlays. He's doing voiceovers. He's doing different mixes of music." And for me, it was just so cohesive that it kind of influenced me to try new things. And coming up soon, I want to try and do voiceovers. And so, if I forget to do something, I can voice over it. I can do that really easily. So that's why I think it's so interesting to see how other people do it and how much they spend on things, because ultimately it changes the way that you want to present yourself and the way that you publish content too. So, like, I reckon, Ben, on ever since you first started way back when, your technique, your style, the way you do things, the way you present yourself is so much different. Would you agree? Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, completely agree. Absolutely. That's growing. It's awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
Scott, what about you and your first camera that you bought?
The first camera I ever bought was it was a Canon point and shoot camera, and it literally cost me $2 because I won it on one of those stacker machines at Galactic Circus in the city, just in the arcade.
One of those hand things.
Yeah.
No way.
You actually
Cool.
won something on
Yeah.
that? No one ever wins anything on those
Yeah,
things.
exactly. And I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And I used that for a little bit. It's probably somewhere in my house. I got no idea where it is. Yeah, that literally cost me $2. Other than that, I just recorded everything on my iPhone.
Yeah,
Very
there
nice.
you go. But so iPhone
Yeah.
also costs, and that's the point that I'm trying to make is that I just bought the iPhone X, and yesterday's video, I did a review on me getting, and I know there's so many
It's the
open.
10, mate.
I'm sorry, the 10. That's so hard for me to say because it literally says X, and they don't do anything like that. Anyways,
Yeah, that's even
about
more
the-
confusing because Mac OS 10 was
X.
Mac OS X, and
yeah, OS X, exactly.
Amazing.
Anyways, I've had this, and you'll see in the review, it's a great machine. And I bought it specifically because I was going to get a Sony RX100 Mark V because I wanted something more inconspicuous for when I'm out. Maybe because I just want to be out and not have like a full camera setup and I want to capture something. So I wanted to buy that camera, and it's like almost $1,500. And I just think, I spent with the 256 gigs, it was with the case and all that stuff. It was just under $2,000. Plus, I get the tax back when I leave. So it actually ends up being a little bit cheaper than buying it in America with the tax rebate that I get. And so that's pretty hefty. But at the same time, I was about to spend $1,500 on a camera by itself with similar specs, but couldn't do nearly what you wanted to do, like on this, like the time lapses and the super slow motion and all that stuff. So I justified it that way. I'm like, everyone's bitching about prices, and they're saying, "Oh, that's such an expensive price tag. Who wants to pay that much money for a phone?" And it's like, you're not
Yes.
just buying a phone. And that's the same thing I see on a lot of new tech that comes out, and people are just bitching about the prices because it's so high. And I'm like, dude, I bought like $3,300 US that HD1 FX1 Sony, like the first HD camera that came out. It was like over 3,000 US, and that was the coolest thing in the world. And like that was so much money compared.
That's
On,
the way I see
on
it.
that same note, I just want to show my TRV 900 that I mentioned. That guy was 3.5, closer to 4 grand when I bought it, and it still works to this day. But what I was going to say is what you just mentioned about how people are bitching about how expensive things were and whatever, and how they are multi-use. I've got another one sitting here. This guy here doesn't belong to me. It was left in the tour bus on a tour with Tracer. This is Jet. If you're watching and you want me to send this back to you, let me know. But what I'm getting at is that no one really cares about this stuff anymore. That was left, a fully functioning video camera that probably would have been, over 2 grand in the day, just left on the bus. No, no one seems to care too much anymore.
What do you reckon you get if you put that on eBay?
$200,
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
Oh,
But the
yeah,
thing
I'll
is,
take
you would say you need this to be able to play back some of those cassettes, but I actually haven't. I have a VHS that has a mini DV deck and a SVHS deck, which is a bit too tech, but that's how I play those. I don't play them in this, but just to get onto Danny's point, it's all changed. It's all changed a hell of a lot, and the cost of it,
And the thing is
It's a
too,
different
like,
game.
from my point of view, like give it 10 years ago, multi-function printers, scanners, photocopiers, they were pieces of shit, weren't they? They were just terrible. And you knew you had to get individual things. But for now, like if you're buying a digital SLR, that's a video camera, it's a still camera, it does time lapses, it does all that kind of stuff, and it does it really well. You buy an iPhone 10, and it has a GPS in it, so you can do mapping. You can take photos and video and slow mo and panoramas, and it's all good. I think so. Multifunction stuff these days, based on usability, is like so much better, which is drop price on what you'd normally pay for those separately. You know, I
Look at
remember
the classic
getting a
digital
GPS.
television, and you had to get a
Yeah.
HD set-top box sitting on top of your TV to get the digital television. Yeah, you had, and then they were like, "Well, okay, we'll put them together and sell them as one." Just it's a
Yeah, and that's it.
marketing
You can play
scam, isn't it?
Netflix through your iPhone 10, and you can do YouTube, and you can check your banking, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And if you were to buy all those things separately, let's say they were $200 each, that's well over $2,000. Like,
Oh,
and that's where I
yeah.
can see Debbie's benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna get a
Absolutely.
gimbal for this. I'm gonna be leaving for Mexico, and I want to actually do either all of my vlogging in Mexico from this phone, just to see what it's like. Like I'll have the little time lapse things and stuff like that as well that I'll put it on there, just to see. That's why I got
Are
the
you
biggest
thinking the
one.
Osmo?
I'm looking into the Osmo. I'm trying to figure out what's the better one, Osmo or there's like the Zen Crane Smooth Q, and there's, all that stuff. I think that it would be maybe important. The only thing the downfall that I have of this as far as vlogging, and it's going to be fixed very soon, because there's third party coming out with it, is a lens for wide angle, because when you talk to it, it just looks too close, like it's a phone. And that
Don't
was
forget
one
too, the kids don't like vlogging on iPhones, so you might get you might get taunted for vlogging on an iPhone.
maybe not in Mexico. I don't know.
That's very
Got
a
it.
little part of your heart there, Ben, isn't it?
Also, if I
think
do
I
this,
want to hammer that home because I believe that that person that had a crack at me for vlogging on iPhone in the not too distant future, i.e. now, they're going to have to eat their own words, because the iPhone and Android phones, they're so good to vlog on. It's in, like Danny said, it's in your pocket, it's right there, it's ready to go. That shoots 4K 60 and it's got image stabilization. That's insane.
hey, I'm taking
yeah,
a
why
picture
wouldn't
for
you?
our CreatorCast group on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/CreatorCast. Smile, guys. Cheese. All right, I'm gonna put that up.
But I,
But yeah,
Danny,
so
I reckon you
also,
should, so just Danny, do one of your vlogs
yeah,
only with the iPhone 10.
Good
Yeah,
call.
that's what
Just
I'm
see how that
thinking.
comes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
But like, also too, unless I turn the brightness down, it's gonna be really awkward when I'm walking with this thing facing me, and everyone's gonna see the camera, like, or see the screen. Like, I mean, not that they would
Yeah.
see that beyond that if they just look at me, but
Yeah, it'd be
it's
cool if you
just-
could blank it out.
I guess you could turn the brightness down. I suppose.
You can just turn the brightness all the way down, and then unless you're like physically staring at it, it looks like a blank screen.
And also, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. I was
Or you
looking
could
in the
just
App
not care what
Store.
people think.
Yeah, that's true. Like Ben on does.
Like you, Ben.
But I was looking in the App Store and I was like, why isn't someone, especially like a Casey Neistat figure, why didn't someone make an actual app, like a vlogging app, where it's like, it uses the camera and it can, like, once you
Yeah.
have it on, it turns off the screen, or does stuff like that. It's more geared towards.
Yeah, it could even have like what you want to talk about on the screen.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Put it on your chest and
teleprompter.
start recording.
like
Yeah,
a
like
game.
Beam.
That was terrible. Anyways, yeah. So
The best thing about Beam was the name. I thought it was Be Me, but that was a great idea. But no one ever said Be Me. But I thought that's what they were getting at with Beam, Be Me.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
that was a horrible app.
Yeah.
So, any technology in the future that you guys see coming out that you're interested in getting, and like, what's the price tag on
Yeah,
that?
that app that you're talking about.
Write
It's
that
free
down.
in purchases, in store in app purchases.
I'm really keen to see what comes out that kicks the GH5 off the pedestal. As soon as another manufacturer brings out a 4K 60 minimum, maybe even, let's say 4K 120, that'd be insane. But I don't think that's very soon. But as long as it focuses well, I'm keen to see how that comes out and what it is. Might not be Panasonic that do it. It might be Olympus, but I'm pretty keen to get a camera that focuses.
Yeah. I really want that Fusion, like, really bad, and it started shipping in the U.S., and I might have to just wait till I go to the U.S. in middle of December, but I want that thing. It looks pretty cool, and I know it doesn't go like 4K when you're doing the, it shoots 5.2K, but when you're actually
And then
using
downsize,
you
yeah.
downsize it, but you can focus on a lot of things. So when I go up to Banff,
My thoughts with
I'm gonna
that.
have it and try it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I was thinking it might downsample to 4K. But of course, if you're shooting 360 around you, that's a lot of information. It's downsampling to 1080, which is still very, very impressive. I'm keen to see how it works.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that. That's going to be another, like, that's $700, I think, US. So that's it's
That
it's
is grand.
it's pricey, but the Fly 360 Fly, I got a deal on it, but it was like 800 for the 4K when it came out, and that did not so much. Like I rarely use it just because it's kind of obnoxious to edit. That's why.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think about? Do you think that people should be bitching about that? Do you think that this is like prices should just be like people should realize that they could be worse, or what do you guys think? Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, camera gear is always going to be expensive because you get what you pay for, really. So it's just one of those things, really. Suck it up and pay it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I guess, and after you buy, and it's even more pricey. I guess when you buy all like the SD cards and all the other things, the accessories that you
Yeah.
come with it, it's hard
Right.
to just get something and
I was actually thinking about it like a couple of nights ago. If I pulled apart, like if you guys be the same, pull apart your camera bag and start pulling out all the stuff that's you're just carrying around on your back, probably got like $4,000, $5,000 worth of gear just in my backpack alone. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm a little bit worried about taking a lot of gear to Mexico with me. Cause I don't,
Yeah,
That's why you guys should have Amazon affiliate linking in your video descriptions. I've been an Amazon affiliate seller for about maybe 6 months now, and about 4 months ago they opened up what they call the influencer program. Now anyone can apply for this. It's just a case of sending them an email saying I want to be on the influencer program, and then you basically get a page that has all of your links but as graphical elements, and it would say, so mine says gives a minute influencer, Amazon influencer, and there's a list of all the products I sell. Anyone can apply for it, so I'd suggest everyone should go for it.
oh, you just have to send them an email. You don't. They don't have to ask you. Like they don't have to call you up.
No one asks you that. You just send out an email saying, I'm already an Amazon seller, and here's my Amazon affiliate links, and I want to be on the influencer program. And they'll hook you up in the nick of
And
time.
I'm pretty sure Amazon actually doesn't go direct and ask people to do it. It's more that they generically say, hey, if you'd like to, you sign up yourself.
It makes
Anybody
them
can
money.
do it, and it's good, a little bit extra coin. Fab Trav got me onto it about 6 months ago, and I'm so thankful he suggested I do that because it's been a real good earner, and I suggest everyone join up and become an Amazon influencer.
Yeah, I don't know what that last part was about, but I wanted to go back into YouTube really quick because someone made a comment, Stephen McLaughlin, and I figured since I was hosting, he was wanting to know more about ads on YouTube, and I just want to address that. He said that he notices that ads are popping up more and more and more, and longer ones where you can't skip it. Do you guys notice that, or is it maybe because we're watching so many hours of YouTube and don't realize it? And like,
I've noticed it. Yeah. It's not just at the start of the video, it's halfway through the video, or depending how long the video is. There could, like, I watched some videos up to 20, 30 minutes, and there might be 4 ads in that
that's
video.
crazy.
That never happened. That never happened before.
Yeah,
That's
like for
channel-
instance, everything Apple Pro. I don't know if you watch that guy.
Yeah, I do.
But
Yeah.
he has them, I'd say 4 ads for every video. His videos go for about 12, 13 minutes, and every 3 minutes or so, there's another ad that kind of cuts
See,
in.
that's
and,
weird
it's
because I watch
frustrating.
his videos. I never see ads on it. I never noticed that, and I watch his videos all the time. So maybe it's I don't know. Is it maybe it's each profile you get a certain amount of
Well,
ads?
I've got a
per
3-month
how much
solution for you. You can actually sign up for free to YouTube Red. I've done it. I know when my expiry, I think it's like December 14 or something, but for the last 3 months, I've had that on, and you don't have to put a credit card or anything like that in from memory. But there's no ads, and it's awesome. And you get access to YouTube Red content, which I haven't watched any of it because that's just not interesting to me. But it does remove the ads, and that's what I think. Like maybe YouTube's actually prompting people to put more ads in their content as
so
creators.
people would come to Red.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
That
and it's
makes
pretty
sense.
cheap. I think it's like $8 a month or something like that.
I've been
And,
on the fence whether I
with-
want to do Red or not. Like I want to, but at the same time, it's like playing Candy Crush. You don't want to spend the money on the extra things because then you feel like a tool for doing it. So
I can't believe you brought that up. I thought now that I know Bennon's going to say so about Candy Crush. When are we going to get that app removed?
Yeah.
No.
What are you gonna
We're not.
do?
That's not coming up in this episode. That's not.
We've already dealt with
coming
that
up-
last episode, folks.
It's coming up soon. It's coming up soon. After I get back from America, after I stop traveling. When I stop traveling, then in life.
Fair enough. Just on that ad situation though, that's all dependent on each channel. Like you can say I want ads to run or I don't want ads to run mid-roll through your video. I've always chosen not to because I think it takes away from the flow of your video.
Yeah,
But I also, and I still do this, I watch all you three lovely chaps. I watch your ads from the start through. So as soon as I hit play, I let the, fair enough, I walk away from the room, but I let it roll just because we're all looking to make money here, aren't we?
No, no,
Yeah,
okay.
you got to
This is
support
episode's
the
getting
people.
longer than I wanted it to, but to talk on that, I've looked at my lifetime revenue US, and it's like $266, and I've been putting out a lot of videos, and they
Yeah.
have views. But the question is like that's not a lot of money to me to even say why should I make people have to watch ads at all on my videos? Like why not just take them all off? Is that, I mean, I'm thinking of people that are watching that have YouTube channels that are thinking about monetizing. Is it better to just not monetize? Like at first, I remember thinking it's cool to have ads because it makes me look like I'm professional and I got ads in front of my videos. But now because it's so easy to do, should you just not do it? Should you be the different person and not have ads, or will people not notice it at all? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, for instance, like I know with Casey Neistat, I know we keep bringing him up. For the first year, I think it was that he put videos up on YouTube. He didn't monetize at all. And I think for me, that shows that, like, I was always wondering how he makes his money. Like, every time I watch a video, there was no ads. And for me, like, and in my head, I'm like, I'll watch Casey because there's no ads. I know it'll go straight to the video. Nice and easy. And I've started to think about that too. Like, the money that you make from YouTube, like, for instance, I think my monetization's at about $160 a month, something like that at the moment. So it's not much. It's something that can contribute to your purchasing of equipment and editing software, etc. But I think you can, like for me, I can use more. I can use audio and video that normally would be penalised, based on monetization. And yeah, if they want to monetize that, fine. But I I'm on the fence at the moment. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. It's there at the moment, but
Yeah, I'm on the fence as
yeah,
well.
yeah. How about you, Scott?
I don't monetize every video. It might be just the one that I think this could be a good video, so I'll do it and just see how it goes. And yeah, it doesn't really bother me to be honest. As you said, I've only got one AdSense check, and it was like $140. Yeah, in the long run, yeah, it might help me buy an SD card or something like that. But it's not why it's not really why I'm doing it. Like it's just there, and it's great. Yeah, I don't do it for every video, so I don't really
And
know.
for me, like you also have to remind yourself that you're getting paid, so you have to take tax out of that, and you have to declare it. And there's all this other work you have to do when you do your end of financial year statements for yourself personally. So I'm just like, like why don't I just give it away like Google does for free,
Yeah,
and then get paid through endorsements or products or reviews or
that's
whatever it
that's
is, like
interesting.
snorkeling gear or don't know.
All right, Bennett has something to say.
Oh, I'm the exact opposite. I monetized from the very beginning, and I'm happy I've done that because the way my channel's grown and that snorkeling video has certainly been a massive, massive help. I've just got to the point where each month I'm making my monthly rent through YouTube.
Really, that's cool.
It's kind of variable. Like one month it went way over, and then the next month it went under. But yeah, it's just become sustainable to that point where I believe everybody doesn't mind watching ads. People are used to that on YouTube, and those that don't, they go to YouTube Red anyway, so they've paid for that service to not have the ads.
That's
And
true.
you also still get the revenue from that as a creator anyway. So I think it's a platform that people understand is paid, supplemented by advertising. I just don't believe in putting ads midway through your video. I'll put them pre-roll. I don't put them at the end. I'll just put them pre-roll. And yeah, I'm happy I've done that, and I'm going to continue to do it.
There we go. Well, that's a very
Yeah.
good point. Well, I'm going to wrap it up
Mm.
because it's getting kind of long, and I want to say that we went from price tags to Amazon affiliate and influencers to ads on YouTube. So there you go, Stephen McLaughlin. We answered that question for you. I will say that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. So thanks for being here, and come join us in the group and chat with us and make your own review of a product, and we'll put it on CreatorCast right here.